Hey everyone, and welcome back to my GRAN TURISMO 4 review series where I will casually review cars that are featured in the game. In this video, we're going to revisit the legendary 2001 Honda Fit. This little hatchback hit Japan in June 2001, called the Jazz in some spots, and it's basically the king of small cars that act big. Though it didn't reach the US till 2007, but back in 2001, it was already turning heads. When we talk about its features, Honda stuck the fuel tank under the front seats. So you get this flat cargo floor and these ultra seats that flip every which way. It's like 42 cubic feet with the seats down. For a car barely 12 feet long, that's crazy. Now, let's talk about this little guy's power. It's got a 1.3-liter engine with 100 horsepower, 2 spark plugs per cylinder for efficiency. Remember, for efficiency and not for speed. Which means you're going to hit 0 to 60 in about 10 seconds with the CVT or manual. It is definitely not thrilling, but you'll get 30 to 35 miles per gallon, which was outstanding for 2001 standards. It is light, nimble, fun to zip around town, though the ride's a bit stiff over bumps. It's incomplete when we talk about Honda Fit without mentioning its infamous CVT, or the continuously variable transmission. Unlike a traditional automatic with fixed gears, a CVT uses a belt and pulley system to give you infinite gear ratios. It keeps the engine in its sweet spot for power or efficiency depending on what you're doing. For the Honda Fit, that 1.3-liter engine's peak power hits around 5700 RPM, and the CVT isn't shy about sending it there. Now the question is, why the high RPMs? Simply because the engine is small. With only 100 horsepower and 88 pounds of torque, it needs to rev higher to get moving, especially if you're accelerating hard or climbing a hill. The CVT doesn't shift. It just adjusts to keep the engine working its hardest, often landing you at 4000 or 5000 RPM, when you would expect a lower hum from regular automatic cars. It is definitely efficient. We're thinking about 30 to 35 miles per gallon, but it can sound like the car screaming for mercy. Some folks might love it that the constant revving feels responsive. Others, they hate the drone. Honda tuned it for fuel economy over quietness, and with the Fit's light 2200-pound body, it gets the job done. Just like in the previous video, the only way to find out the car's performance is none other than putting it straight to the test on the race course. I will review the car's performance by doing a lap run with both cars' stock performance tune settings and also the race performance tune settings. Here are the stock performance settings. As you guys can see, all standards, no racing chip, normal brakes, standard transmission, suspension, clutch, flywheel, and standard limited slip. Here with the everything stock components, you can hear the crying Honda Fit again because of the CVT. As expected from an efficient focused car, it feels like it's taking forever just to complete a single lap in the beginner's course. Despite the nimble handling, the acceleration is still pretty average. Then again, this is a city car, not a performance-focused car. And with that, the stock Honda Fit finishes in 31 seconds. Now, we move on to the race performance settings. Here are the race performance settings. Now you guys can see the racing exhaust, sports racing chip, stage 2 turbine kit, racing brakes, semi-racing suspension, super closed transmission, triple plate clutch, racing flywheel, 2-way limited slip, and still the infamous S3 tires. Now, with the performance tuning all installed, the Honda Fit is no longer a crybaby. Instead, the roaring VTEC can now be heard because of the performance-based tuning. The acceleration is no longer questionable, compared to the previous stock tuning. The cornering felt twice as good because of the better racing brakes and suspension. And with that, the Honda Fit now finishes the lap in 28 seconds. So that's pretty much my casual take about the 2001 Honda Fit and Gran Turismo 4. A JDM legend that proves you don't need horsepower to steal the show. Its 1.3-liter engine with that CVT is an efficiency king, delivering 30 to 35 miles per gallon like it's no big deal, perfect for cruising virtual streets without guzzling fuel. The looks, pure early 2000s Japan. Those boxy, minimalist lines and high roof give it that unmistakable JDM vibe, a rolling snapshot of Tokyo cool. And the practicality is unreal. Those ultra seats flip and fold like origami, turning this tiny hatch into a cargo champ that holds more than you'd ever expect. Sure, it's not a speed demon, but that's not the point. In Gran Turismo 4, it's the underdog you root for, efficient, stylish, and packed with heart. Drive it once, and a little fit worms its way into your soul.